Ramon! Ramon!
Right guys, Andrew Neil has been dealing with some of the world's most intelligent Ramonas on Twitter since we left the EU on Thursday. And of course, many others jumped on the hashtag rejoin bandwagon that we will salt mine in the future like we did in happier times. But since we left on Thursday, Twitter campaigns have been popping up from Remainers with varying levels of Brexit derangement syndrome, but one thing is constant between them all. That is obviously a lack of common sense and understanding of the law. As you will see in a moment, contradictions the SNP would be proud of. But all this started probably around one of the lesser issues surrounding Brexit, which is actually a benefit to people in the UK, including the Ramoning spunk trumpets Andrew Neil was trying to debate on Twitter. But of course, as we know, debating a Ramona will involve them using mental gymnastics to make themselves look stupid, so realistically, you don't even need to debate them. And this time was no different, because Remainers actually sat on Twitter complaining that the UK has now abolished the tampon tax, which the EU forces on every nation, or did before we left. Now their moaning is particularly funny because all Remain parties and their activist tosspot friends have screamed for this tax to be abolished, calling the government sexist for imposing it despite it being an EU law as we know. I would say you really couldn't make it up, but let's be honest, we've seen nearly 5 years of it at this point. But to finish off the mocking of these tits, Andrew Neil asked if there is a vaccine for Brexit derangement syndrome. That I have to say made me chuckle a little bit. Unfortunately, I have to tell him there can never be a vaccine for that. It is a degenerative disease passed on from Ramoning shitweasel to Ramoning shitweasel like syphilis. As you all know, once you've got it, it is not going away. Now, there was actually an Express article on this that I won't bother reading because most of what it says I have already gone through. And let's be honest, most of you will already know as Brexiteers, but we will look at this bit showing the salty stupidity of Remainers because the founder of the Stop Taxing Periods campaign actually criticised the government for delivering their agenda and linking it to Brexit, which obviously it is, as we've already discussed, and common sense would suggest. But her claims as to why Brexit did not make it happen shows us just how stupid salty Remainers really are. Listen to this complete shit. It says the government committed to axing the tampon tax in March's budget, and the change took effect on Friday after the UK left the EU, because as I said, it is an EU tax as we know. It goes on though, a social media user tweeted, "The founder of Stop Taxing Periods has criticised the government for delivering their agenda due to ministers linking the issue to Brexit. She says it's not true that Brexit enabled the change because the EU might one day change the relevant EU law anyway." Can you imagine being that stupid and really putting that shit down there? I mean, it was in a Guardian article, so maybe we should expect it. But how can you be that stupid to not realise that you are literally contradicting yourselves? Brexit didn't let this happen because the EU might in future change the same law. I am struggling to figure out the mental gymnastics that she went through to come to that conclusion. But I'm sure you would agree she is showing us that she has more salt clouding her fucking brain than is in the Dead Sea, and obviously has no ability to argue back or use common sense in any way. And let's not forget the Guardian actually printed this shit, which surprises no one I expect. But fuck me, imagine being that salty that reality no longer matters when putting out public articles. Their lies before had been pretty spectacular, but wow, they are going balls deep on their bullshit now. And as you would expect, it was that obviously caused Andrew Neil to tweet, "Any chance Oxford AstraZeneca could develop a vaccine for Brexit derangement syndrome?" Shitting on her from a great height, but there is no chance of a vaccine for that as I said, and to be honest, I don't think we want them to get one. It's too much fun taking the piss out of their stupidity. Whoever thought Brexit derangement syndrome was over on the 31st of December has been proved wrong within 24 hours. These people will not give up, so keep the pickaxes sharp. It's salt mining season for years to come.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires, and that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.